We have stopped seeking to get the best out of each other. How can I get the best out of her? Why is that? Why is that? Especially as critical as that is. Imagine a person, do you know how much the volume of arguments inside the confines of that relationship would decrease? People, it's a cheat code to know the biology of your mate. It's a cheat code. Listen, that thing you've been wanting, if you know the biology of a man, turbulence, people. Ladies, on occasion, before that man even opened his eyes good, you're coming out from up under the sheets and he feels a heavy weight lifted up off of him and an amazing sensation. He feels drained. I'm giving you guys gems here. Let a man wake up to some of that. It's like you haven't even become curious about how to get the best out of a man. See, because men are still men. Men still have the strength that they have. Men still have the capabilities that they have. Men still have the abilities to pull things out of thin air. Inspire that man to pull some of those things you've been wanting out of thin air. We've gotten complacent. We've gotten to the point where we're just expecting things from each other. Men are expecting, we're in a relationship, and yes, it is expected that I can jump up and down on top of you, Of course, not to a crazy extent, whenever I want to, but reasonably. But a lot of you men don't realize that comes with a price. You have to inspire her and give her incentive to desire to do those things without complaining. Because a little bit of complaining, it ruins it a little bit. It ruins it a little bit. Listen. Said my hubby wakes up and goes to bed with a smile on his face daily. And guess what? It's my duty and job to do such, and it makes me fulfilled. Whew. Listen, if that man decided to dip out on her, it wouldn't be an easy decision. This woman has placed herself in the sphere of his world as a visible value. None of us typically see things of value and go in the opposite direction of it. There's going to be some thoughts about this like, this secretary I'm having an affair with, she drives me crazy. But see, there are a lot of instances where the secretary is a no-brainer because the wife at home is a complete tool, right? It's almost a no-brainer. But when you create yourself as a value in that man's world, not only because of the things that you do that make him feel good, but just based on how long you've been doing those things that make him feel good. And now I'm not even talking about sexual, right? I'm talking about you're pleasant when you really don't feel like being pleasant, right? This thing turns into a journey, and it forces him to start having a deeper level of care and concern about your well-being. So even though the secretary has him sprung, there's a thing inside of here that's going to always cause him to reflect and think back on you. I'm not saying there's occasions where he's not going to leave her, but I'm telling you, you do those things, it's going to be much more difficult for him to leave. It's just that simple. And the reason you guys know that how many times have you neglected something that's amazing?